Hey, what's up, beautiful people? This video is going to be about the eclipse season coming up at the end of October into November of 2022. Now, today, the day that I'm videotaping this is the day before the full moon in Aries that is conjunct Chiron. And leading up to this is really preparing us for the energies of the eclipse. But this eclipse is unique. Now, the energies have been intense already, right? But this intensity is going to shift. It's going to change. We have a lot of endings happening on many, many levels. And from this period of time, when we have eclipse seasons, they come in pairs of three, right? The first part, when the new eclipse starts, that's entering a new chapter, entering a new journey. The second part is going deep into the karmic aspects that we need to learn the karmic lessons from. And the third part, which we're coming into now, is going to be of us seeing the lessons, letting those deep things that we were struggling with go, and stepping in and preparing us for that new chapter. All right. It's the mastery of this energy. And this energy in particular, humanity wise, okay, is mastery on a collective level. This is massive, okay, because it's giving us the opportunity to really see all of our suppressed, repressed emotional gunk and consciously ask ourselves, do we really want to look at this? Do we really want to grow? Because we're being shown, look, if you keep going down this road, you know what's going to happen. And it's going to exponentially speed up. By the time March, April next year comes around, we are in this new vibration. We are in this new world, and we are starting this exciting new world. So let this give you some excitement and something to look forward to and not something to fear, because there is nothing to fear. In fact, if you're in that fear vibration, yeah, I know you're seeing signs right now. It's time to look at that and really ask yourself, what kind of relationship do I want? What kind of job do I want? What kind of lifestyle do I want? And your physical health is going to be a reflection of that, because dis-ease lives in the lower vibrations. So we're being guided to clearing out this dis-ease. And if you're fighting it, you're going to be going through some rough times right now. All right. Don't fight it. This is all about learning to let go, learning to release, learning to be okay, learning to accept who you are. Whatever relationships are in your world right now, they're meant to be teaching you a lesson, and they're meant to help you grow. So whether it's painful or not, it doesn't matter. Either way, you're growing. You can go kicking and screaming, or you can go willingly. Okay. And we've all had our struggles. We've all faced our deepest, deepest fears. There is no more suppressing it now. Okay. The suppression is over. And this full moon of Chiron is highlighting just that. It's highlighting the victim mentality that we all carry within us. It's highlighting the parts of ourselves that feels like we can't do it, the parts of ourselves that blames the world for our demise, for us not having what we want, being what we want, when reality is we chose this. Our souls chose to go through these experiences so that we could grow, mature. If you're alive right now, you're alive for a reason. And we all have a divine purpose in this life. And it's time to really look at that and step into it and really own it. Okay. The more you own it, the more you're going to live a beautiful life. So take that and associate the parts that resonate to your specific circumstances. And let's get into the energies of this chart. So right here, let's see. I was looking ahead a little bit. So the first eclipse happens, solar eclipse, on the October 25th. And that's going to be at 2 degrees of Scorpio. So with this eclipse, okay, mind you, 2 days prior to this, all right, on October 23rd, Saturn goes direct. Now, Saturn is the Lord of Karma. Okay. So whatever karmic stuff that we've been going within and dealing with or struggling with and trying to move through, it's going to come out, and it's going to give us the opportunity to purge. Eclipse seasons are all about purging out the old, repressed, suppressed memories, purging out the things that we have been refusing to look at, and being honest with ourselves. And we're going to start to see ourselves attracting a lot of new things. Scorpio is where the South Node is. And one major significant transit that's been going on for a while, and it'll continue going for a while, is this Chiron quincunx to the South Node. Now, what does this mean? Right now, in fact, at this eclipse, it is exact. So this is looking at the imposter syndrome within. This is like picking a scab of our wound and saying, we need to fix, we need to look at, we need to heal, we need to dig deeper. No, you've already dug as deep as you can possibly dig. And at this point, it's about accepting. right? And there's this feeling around like something's off, something's wrong. I don't know what's going on. Why can't I, have this? Why can't I face this? Why is this? Why? Let it be okay. Let it go. And this energy is just going to get stronger. It's going to be around for a while, guys. So this feeling is going to be hovering around us, and it's going to maximize. I'd say almost like a pimple about ready to pop at this new moon. So we also have Venus conjunct here. So we have Venus, the moon, the sun, and the south node all right around there saying, hey, look, no more struggling. Stop. What are you doing to yourself that's creating a struggle or resistance in your life? That struggle and that resistance is what's creating these problems. So once you let go of the resistance, everything's okay. So with Venus, I have Venus in Scorpio myself. It can be very intense emotionally. It can be very impulsive. I would caution against doing anything impulsive here, like break up or going out, or like sit with yourself during this and allow yourself to move through the heightened sensations of the blockages for receiving. This is looking at what are you not allowing yourself to have? Like, are you addicted to struggling? Do you refuse to be happy? Why? Why would you want to do that? This awareness coming up is going to be massive, and it's going to continue to evolve. There's like a portal in between the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse on November 8th. So at the end of October into the beginning of November, we're going to go through a portal that's going to pull us into a more clear way of seeing the world. It's like we're taking off the rose-colored glasses. Not to mention, we have Jupiter dipping back into Pisces here at 29, 28 degrees. This is the deepest karmic cleansing that the collective has ever have, I think, in recorded history. And once Jupiter goes direct on November 24th, that is when our soul is like, all right, time to step up, time to come in brand new, time to create this new reality. So allow this cleansing, this purging to take place, and be kind to yourself during this process. All right. Now, we also have Mars sitting here at 25 degrees. It's basically standing still in the sky. Now, when Mars goes retrograde, it's a big deal, especially right now in the society we live in, a very patriarchal, dominant society. All these issues that people are bringing up to shame and to guilt, it's all these shame energies and guilt energies are going to be looked at and preferably, hopefully, cleansed during this 3-month period. Mars will go direct, I believe, on January 13th, and will still be in shadow until the beginning of March. And the end of March, beginning of April, that's when the new eclipse cycle starts. And that's when we're really going to get thrust into this new world. So right now, from now until the end of March next year, is like a birthing, waking up, holy shit, where am I going? How am I going to do this phase? Okay, now this is a good thing, especially with Pluto going to be moving into Aquarius around that time, and Saturn is going to be going into Pisces. So there's going to be major, massive, fundamental changes. This is probably where, like the economy will completely collapse, but it has to collapse for something new to come in. Now, I will say Pluto is literally stationed to go direct today. So this is the last couple degrees of Capricorn that Pluto will be in. It came in here in 2008. So we've all, especially if you're a cardinal sign like me, you've been going through a massive existential shifting of consciousness for the last, 12, 13, 14 years. Okay. So now that Pluto is going to be leaving Capricorn early next year, like, especially Capricorns, we are going to get a huge sigh of relief. Hallelujah. So depending on what house that's in your natal chart will depend on where this is really focusing for you. So get ready to let go and to surrender. And when you surrender and you follow that divine intuitive guidance, you're going to be amazed and surprised probably at where this takes you, because the universe has plans for each and every one of us. And the more you step into your heart, the more you you transcend the fear. Because look, we all have fear, all right? And it just matters if you allow fear to control you, or if you learn to use your fear as a tool for guidance, as opposed to allowing it to break you. Now, a lot of light workers, a lot of starseeds, a lot of people out there are battling with their deepest, darkest fears. And that's okay. It's important to remember that you're not the only one going through this, and that it is all happening for a reason. No matter how long it's been, 6 months, a year, 10 years, 20 years, it doesn't matter. We are all being tested at our deepest. It's important. It's very important too throughout these times, especially coming into this eclipse season, to keep yourself grounded, to keep yourself stabilized, to try to keep yourself as consistent as possible. But at the same time, okay, you have to speak your truth. You have to allow yourself to communicate, to clear out all the energetic centers in your body. So if you have to have that hard conversation, have that hard conversation. It's like it's going to be coming up and it's not going to leave you alone. And you're not going to be able to ignore it. Okay. And I'm seeing like a lot of people that I really care about going through really tough times right now. You know, but if you're going through a tough time, it's because you're ignoring your gut and you're in your head. And that's why breath work is so big. Binaural beats, you know, this sound lounge that I tell all the time is my lifesaver for me, especially for PTSD. You know, clear out the frequencies at the core level, and you will be victorious. Now, I will say that as Mars gets ready to go retrograde, this just adds to the flame of the ecliptical fire. All right. Mars in Gemini is in our head. It's looking at all the structures and what's going on in our lives, like asking ourselves, do we really want to be here? What do we really want to do? What really makes me happy? And a lot of those things about what makes me happy are going to change here at the end of the month, in the next month. Okay, new people coming in, shifting frequencies and vibrations in our physical bodies, health issues becoming aware, especially with this Chiron. Chiron in Aries is all about who am I? And that is really comes down like, you know, our health is our wealth. So at least for me, you know, everybody has a different type of sensitivity according to their, you know, according to their energies that they carry in their consciousness. For mine's very dominant in my physical body, right? That's why I love biohacking. But others can be, you know, like psychic impressions of like hearing things or seeing things, or you know, people's psychic gifts are coming online in droves, and a lot of people feel like they're going crazy when these things are activating. Okay. This is like the hero's journey. We're all going through it. Now, when we get to the lunar eclipse on November 8th, this is going to be, so this time between October 25th, November 8th is going, you want to be acutely aware of your thoughts, of your actions. Make sure that you don't allow your fear reactions to take over. You need to be really observant, the conscious observer of your own mind, especially around this time, because this time is where it's going to shift you onto the next path. You want your path to be more drama and more lessons and more bullshit, or do you want your path to be growth and opportunity and love? Now, loving ourselves is not easy, because love, you have to transcend the fear. And this full moon that's at 16 degrees of Uranus that are both conjunct the North Node, okay, this is going to give us another sort of glimpse or feeling into when we have the Uranus North Node Mars conjunction. So this could be in that, like, we suddenly realize, oh man, I've been flopping this, and I really need to do that. This is going to try to activate the creative potential within us, especially now with Jupiter at 29 degrees. But the creative potential is intermeshed with the darkness within our shadow. Okay, so this is the time of doing shadow work. The shadow work must happen. You know, Venus is even still conjunct the sun. You know, it's going to be conjunct the sun for almost a month. And then Mercury we have right here at the South Node. So this full moon is really about really being brutally honest. The solar eclipse brings in that new energy of like stepping in a new chapter. The lunar eclipse brings up leaving the old energy, but we have to bring in this new stuff to fill up the space to really vibrate the old stuff out. Okay, now we have Saturn direct, we have Pluto direct, and then, you know, in about 2 weeks, we're going to have Jupiter direct. So Jupiter is going to practically be standing still here at the end of Pisces. Not going to lie, these degrees are very intense and difficult, okay, because this is the last degrees of the entire zodiac. This is looking at all of our past lives, all of our life, all of the karma. This is clearing out deep karma. And now with Mars retrograde, there's actually some karma that's connected to this that we're going to have to learn. Okay, and we're going to have Mars square over to Neptune and to a lesser degree Jupiter as well. So with this square here, it's adding on top of the eclipse energy that it's activating this new direction. There's going to be a part in this new direction for us all that's going to have to go through some lessons. Now, I think these lessons are going to be positive, like moving, and Saturn is also square the nodes. So that's fun. As long as Saturn is still square the nodes, we are moving, we're clearing, I feel, the last bits of karma out from our consciousness. However, I should say we have the opportunity to clear out the last bits of consciousness, to be ready. The people that have the strength and the ability and capacity to clear out all of their karma and step into this with courage and with bravery and faith will be the leaders of this new world. So the extent that you can clear this out will be the extent of where you're going to be positioning yourself in this new world in the next chapter for the rest of our lives. Okay, this is going to be massive. But the Mars energy, or the learning lesson, okay, and Mars also quincunx to Pluto. So this is just, we have many aspects and elements here that are just telling us to look at our shit, to look at our foundation, how we're presenting that foundation. What are we doing that may not be in our highest vibrational good, particularly for everyone involved? And where can we adjust? Where can we move to? So this could be suddenly like, you know, you're at a job and you're like, I'm not really feeling this, or the boss gets attitude. You don't know why. That whatever it is that happens, good, bad, indifferent, it's all here meant to teach us something. So be willing to learn the lesson. Be humble. Okay. Humility is going to be so key during this next couple months. So right now, especially as I'm videoing this broadcast with this full moon in Aries, this is going to be sort of a preview, right, or setting the stage for where we're going to be going here in this next month and a half. So stay in tune with your gut. All right. And that may mean that you have these fears coming up and you just want to escape. Mars square Neptune is escapism on a whole nother level. Okay. So watch what your intention is for everything that you do. If you're exhausted and you need to take a break and don't beat yourself up. Right. If your body is like stops responding like it used to certain activities and functions that you thought you loved, but now you don't, and or maybe you're eating, you know, the same foods you used to eat, but now they're affecting your body different. All these things can be a part of the ascension process, and we're going to be getting cracked open pretty big here in the next couple of weeks. I believe it's going to be good. I believe that we may see some difficult things here out in the world, but that's just because the old systems are crumbling. And look, because we all have a divine purpose, really what we're coming into is identifying all of our own gifts, right? Because really our wealth comes from our gifts. So whatever gift that you have, if you inspire people, if you love writing, if you love drawing, or if you love it, or if you're a healer, or, you know, or you're an entertainer, whatever it is that you do, you want to develop these skills, and these skills come from connecting to your inner child. Chiron is the blockage between our ego and our heart, which is the blockage to the inner child. So this is why being in your heart center is so important, and being true to yourself about what really makes you feel alive inside. You'll know because you'll be feeling creative and you want to get out there. If you're in a shitty place, you're going to be laying around and not feeling good, and you know, and it's just going to slowly just eat you alive. So don't, you know, if you are feeling like that, reach out to someone that, you know, can help pull you out of that shit. We're going to start to see a lot of mental health issues going on, a lot of addiction issues, you know, and we don't want to fall victim to that. Okay, so address your inner victim. Look at where you're not taking responsibility in your life, and allow yourself to stand up in this mastery energy. Because when you surrender to the process and you allow faith to guide you, that is when miracles truly do happen. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know, I greatly appreciate it. And I'll be back on the next broadcast. Have a beautiful day, guys.